Hmm. Getting ready to record a job who speaks. But while I was preparing, uh, I was just looking at some of this coverage of Diddy, and how they done arrested this white boy Abercrombie and Futch Abercrombie, whatever it is. But they doing the same thing that Diddy was doing out of the corporate office. He doing it out of his crib, but they doing it out of the corporate offices. And and they done got arrested. But the question is, will they be denied bail as Diddy has been denied bail? And people are making a point that I'm making a point that will they deny the white boys bail like they done denied Diddy? And I'm saying that what Diddy appears to have been done seems to be not the behavior that it should be acceptable in our community. But who should judge? Should we allow a system that has a history of our enslavement and judge one of us for our behavior? No, not at all. We should judge. But that ain't what I want to talk about. Y'all buckle up. Because we getting ready to say welcome. For those who don't know, this is Elder Amoja Ajabu, your host for Ajabu Speaks. This program is dedicated to stripping the clothes off of well-dressed lies. And there's a bunch of well-dressed lies running around here. You got to understand that I am unbossed, and unafraid to tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the butt naked truth. And my goal in sharing these messages with you is to help us to understand where we fit in this thing that we call life, so that we understand the perspective that we should have from the history that is ours. And I do that by sharing with you some experiences that I have had, so that to let you see how we fit in this thing in life, because this is what I'm living. And I shared with you last week about how Barack was disparaging African men here in America about his concern about us not supporting Kamala. He's off base. And one of the things that I didn't make clear when I was putting that together last week is that I want to make clear now is that you don't have to be concerned about African men in America supporting Kamala. We're going to do that, and not only are we going to do it, you're going to see Republicans, them many against going ahead, you know, those MAGA people, you're going to see them come out in support of Kamala also, just because of the embarrassment that Duck is presenting in his candidacy to become president again. That is embarrassing. And particularly embarrassing for people of Indiana, because he says that he wants to go as the president, and one of the official acts, one of the first acts, primary on his list of acts to do, is to release, to pardon the people that was up there in Washington, D.C. on January 6th chanting about hanging Mike Pence. That in itself is a deal breaker for many people, especially here in Indiana. And so Kamala is going to get our support and get support from others that you wouldn't expect that she would get. And see, I see that y'all are listening to me, because I see where James Carville is saying the same thing I'm saying. I mean, he's a month late, but he's saying that Kamala is going to win in Atlanta. He don't use landslide, but I'm confident that Kamala will win. Well, I said that years ago. That vision is there. And see, that takes me into where I want to share about going to the homecoming at Martin, and there was a pastor from Louisville, St. Stephen's Church, and he was speaking about sold out. And in his remarks, he uses this parable to whereas that there was a man whose car had got stuck in the ditch, and there was another man that came along, another brother that came along and said, hey man, I got a mule that can help you get up out of this ditch, that can pull that car out of the ditch. And the man said, well, go get the mule, you know. And the man said that, yeah, the mule's name is Millie, and Millie is blind, but Millie can pull that car out of the ditch. And so the man hooked Millie up to the car and put the harness on, and when it was time for Millie to pull, the man that owned Millie, she said, come on, Gertrude, come on, Lucille, and come on, Kamala, Kamala, come on, Barack, you know, come on. And the man was saying, man, why are you calling all those names? I thought the mule's name was Millie. And Millie pulled and freed the car from the ditch. And the man said, why were you calling all of those names? He said that, well, if Millie thought that she was out there. Now understand, now Millie's blind, and Millie can't see, and the man said if Millie understood or knew that she was out there pulling alone, then she would have gave up. And he says, you're not alone. I said, man. And it made me start reflecting, because the message that he gave took him to the same place of my message that previous Saturday, actually that day, concerning how Barack was off base in being concerned about whether African men here in America was going to support Kamala. He went right there. And when I was reflecting on it, I said, hey, gone. Folks done went to Louisville to get the pastor of the largest church, the largest African church in Louisville, where Africans go that here in America that was stolen from Africa but brought here, and the largest church in Louisville of us, he pastors, and he comes here and gives the same message that I gave, and I live here. I'm saying they don't win, and I don't have anything against Pastor Cosby. I think he's a great man. In fact, I got to respect him and hold him in high esteem, because not only is he thinking, me and him are thinking as one. We went to the same place. We have no interaction before this past Saturday. No, Sunday. So my message was Saturday. We have no interaction before Sunday, and he gives the same message on Sunday that I gave on Saturday. We are one. We are not alone. Millie is not pulling by herself. And as I was reflecting, and even let me make this point, they went to Louisville to get that message, and it was already here. It's hard. I think it says it somewhere in that book that they call the Bible. It's hard for a prophet to be recognized in his own hometown. I think a man that we hold in very high esteem said that, and it's true. I mean, they went to Louisville to get a message that was already here, and it's so hard for me to get the respect that I'm gonna do here. Yeah, I go everywhere and I'm put on a pedestal, but here in Indianapolis is difficult. But I was reflecting about when I went to South Africa, and I was given a tour of a church, and that church is where students had fled from the school because the system was jumping on them, because they was rebelling against the edict, the order that the language of instruction would be Afrikaans, would be the white folks' language, would be their oppressors. They said, no, don't teach us in that language, teach us in our own native language, because we don't want to become like those people that are oppressing us. And the system was saying, no, yeah, you gonna use this language, and if you don't use this language, then we'll come in here and we'll physically make you use the language. And the students told them that if you get physical with us, we'll get physical with you. And they brought in much more armaments than what the children had, much more weapons than what the children had, and it made the children flee. And they fled to a church. And I think the name of the church was St. Stephen's. Don't hold me to that, but I think the name of the church was St. Stephen's. They fled to the church, and the people that they was fleeing from came into the church and started mowing down people. And as I was sitting there at Martin, I was reflecting on that here we are sitting, and I looked at the congregation, and Pastor Cosby is giving us a lesson of liberation, and it's falling on fertile ears. The people are shouting and amen and yes, you know, we need to stand together. We got to understand that we ain't pulling by ourselves. Sometimes not recognized, but we're not pulling by ourselves. There's others pulling for. And even if you look at us, you can look at that situation in Alabama when them white folks tried to jump on the brother because he was trying to make a move the boat. When they jumped on him, he took his hat and threw it up in the air. Shoot! Here we come out of the balcony, out of the cellar, off the boat. No, y'all can't jump on our brother. Well, we are one. And you see that thinking that's going on, and those brothers and sisters that helped repel that attack on the brother there in Alabama, they didn't know him. Some of them did, but most of them didn't. And just like I didn't know Pastor Cosby, obviously we're looking at the same scenario, life, and even though we're on a different path in life, we're seeing things in common because we are one. And I started reflecting on that situation that the brothers and sisters went through in South Africa, and I started looking at us right there in the congregation at Martin, and I questioned myself, what would happen if someone tried to come in, something happened out in the neighborhood, whereas that the people had rebelled, and to get away from the people that was trying to stop the rebellion, they would have to, they would run to Martin, run into the congregation, run into the gathering room. Would we be prepared to protect them? I'm telling y'all, I'm unbossed, and unafraid of the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the butt-naked truth. And the truth of the matter is if there were children or people that ran into the gathetorium because the system was trying to oppress them, would we be able to protect them? The answer is no. We would not. We would be caught with our pants down. And people would, well, Jabu, why are you thinking about it like that? Why are you thinking like that? And I say, I'm thinking like that because I'm looking at what's going on in this life. When I look at what's going on in this life, you got a duck. If it walk like a duck, quack like a duck, look like a duck, then you got a Donald Duck, and I'm talking about Duck is saying that and he calling names now, that if he gets into the presidency, he gonna start taking out the enemy that's within. Pelosi, he has named straight up Biden. He has named straight up Kamala. He has named straight up, and see now this is the difference of Barack with those folks. And I was looking at Austin, those house Negroes, those Negroes that's in the house. This is the difference. They will fight and try to demean us, but see, this is the thinking of those men, African men that's outside of the White House. Those of us that is in the outhouse. See, our whole situation, we're saying that if they harm that sister, we will not only show you that we will vote for her, we'll defend her. That's the message that's going on out here in the streets. We understand that there's going to be a fight because there's already shots being fired. Those shots that were fired at Duck out there in Pennsylvania was ordered in the way that I see it by Genocide Joe. And Genocide Joe shot, had the security become lax, and you know that Genocide Joe is the ultimate one over the Secret Service. If Genocide Joe don't say that you get Secret Service protection, then you don't get it. And so not only can he determine whether you get it or not, he also determines how effective it is. And I'm saying that under the table, out of the public's eye, he told the CIA to be lax, not the CIA, the Secret Service to be lax, so a shot could be taken at Duck. Could that cause a civil war? Yeah, and see, again, Duck is saying, shoot, if I get up and through there, there's going to be some more shots fired. Could that cause a force to go down into the neighborhood to where is that the neighborhood rebels against that force being in the neighborhood and have to flee and seek shelter in the gathetorium at Martin? Yes! Yes! The same situation that took place at that church in South Africa could take place right here in Indianapolis, Indiana. Could take place in Washington, D.C. Could take place in Memphis, Tennessee. No, it could take place in Atlanta. It's already taken place there. Shoot, some cat done already came up in there and shot Martin Luther King's mother while she was playing piano at the church, in the church. The cat come up in there and shot her. Was they ready to propel that? No. I'm saying that we should be prepared. And we should get prepared quickly. And we might be able to stop the possible civil war by voting. I voted Wednesday. Took some folks with me because we're gonna support our sister. Yeah, I voted for Kamala. I sure did. I voted for that woman McCormick too, because she talking about making weed legal here in Indiana. Yeah, I voted for her, and I looked at the people that was voting, and I bet that all of the brothers and sisters in the line was long, and they was I'm sure letting me know, coming embracing me. Yeah, we got her, you know. And then there was even white folks who was winking at me, and I interpret that to mean, yeah, we're not gonna vote for the cat that wants to hang Mike Pence. We stand with Mike. We don't want Mike hung. And Lord knows, shoot, I done told y'all, and I'm telling you the truth. I never voted for Mike Pence. I didn't think he was keeping good company being the vice president of Duck. And now Duck done turned on him, and the people that supporting Duck done turned on him to the degree that they want to hang him, and Duck wants to pardon him and let him get out of jail because the system says, no, you wasn't supposed to hang Mike Pence. You was breaking the law, but Duck says, I don't care whether they broke the law or not. I'm ready to go up in there and let them out. And what are they going to do? Come here and hang Mike Pence? Going to finish the job? No, you can't give Duck that kind of pie. So yeah, I voted, and like I said, and we all got to vote. And this vote is critical. And I thought it was a scheme for them all the time, talking about this is the most important vote that you ever going to make in your life. It may be, because your life might depend on whether there's a civil war in America or not. And the question is, even with you voting, it may not be able to stop it. But it's worth a try. And so I'm impressed upon all of you. You know, get out. Go up in there. And again, coming out, there was white folks who was giving me the thumbs up, like, yeah, we got you. And and I'm sure that there was some Republicans that was giving that thumbs up, saying, yeah, we got you. What does that mean? Boy, we gonna support Mike. We ain't going with Duck. We don't want Mike hung. Mike was the governor of Indiana. We voted for him. He done well while he was up in here, in their opinion. Why would they support some people that wanted to hang him because they want to support Duck, who got the audacity to talk about other men's member? Boy, there was men, and if you know anything about this guy that he's talking about, I ain't gonna call his name, but if you know anything about him, if you got in the shower with him, that boy was something else. That boy, man, what are you talking about? That's embarrassing, Doc. Y'all want that don't embarrass you? That he ain't talking about his own stuff, he talking about somebody else. In fact, that sounds gay to me. Why are you talking about somebody else's member? Why would people want that kind of person to represent the country in international affairs that will get out there and not only talk about men, but talk about their their member? That's embarrassing. Don't that embarrass you? It embarrasses me, you know. And on the heels of him talking about that just because he is who he is, white, elite, rich, male, when he come up upon women, they'll let you do anything that they want you to do or that you want to do. They'll even let you grab their coochie. Man. So Brock, you don't have to worry about us not supporting our sister. Not only will we support her, we will defend her. Yeah, and she's not alone. You know, just like Millie, who was blind, who pulled the car out of the ditch, and she felt that she wasn't alone, even though she was alone. But we're finding out that we're not alone. We're standing together, and we're going to stand together. And this system has got to change. The message that Pastor Cosby gave at Martin concerning us being one and taking you, Barack, to task, you can hear my message at Ajabu Speaks, www.ajabuspeaks.squarespace.com. Again, www.ajabuspeaks.squarespace.com. You can go there and you can hear my message, and you got to go quick because I'm gonna leave it up another couple of days, and then I'm gonna take it down, and then I'm gonna put this message there. But you can catch it there every Saturday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern. If you're in Indianapolis, you can catch Ajabu Speaks live at 91.9 FM, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, right here in Indianapolis. If you're anywhere else in the world, you can catch us at the same time, Ajabu Speaks, at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time on Saturday mornings. You can catch us streaming live at www.919witt.org. I said you can catch us streaming live every Saturday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. I don't care where you are in the world. You can catch us live at www.919witt.org. If you go to my website, take out a subscription, and you can do that. Over on the right hand side, you see the menu saying "Speaking Truth to Power." Go there, then go down, and you see where you can subscribe to this radio program, this rendition. You can subscribe, and I encourage you to do so, because we are one. We're not by ourselves. And in regards to this presidential election, it looks like it is transcending racial boundaries. And even though we're coming together, and although we're coming together, it's a good thing that we're coming together. We still got to work on this system. Kamala is saying that she is not going to be a continuation of Biden's policy. We should give her the opportunity to lead us a different way. She should be given that chance. And it looks like she's going to be given that chance. From the feedback that I see, yeah, I know James Carville going to get the credit, but just like I had the message before Pastor Cosby, he gave his on Sunday, I gave mine on Saturday, and just like almost a month ago, I told people not to be concerned about this election because I had faith in the American people that they were not going to support Doug. Many were, a lot, but not most was going to support him. And I used the evidence of the past election to draw that conclusion. And I say that evidence that showed itself in the last election where he got beat is going to rear his head again. He's not going to win. Kamala will be the next president of the United States of America, unbought, unbossed, and unafraid of the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the butt naked truth. You know that I just have one pressing question for you, just one. And if you're not, you better get. You know what the question is. Here it is. Are you ready? And we have to ask ourselves that. Are we ready? And if we're not ready, can we get ready? It's mandatory. And getting ready means that we need to organize to do for self, not only protect ourselves, but to project ourselves to where it's our identity that the people see. Yeah, looks like Diddy and done some bad things, but it should be us that holds him accountable. Are y'all listening to me? Unbought, unbossed, and unafraid of the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the butt naked truth. And I didn't get into this about a situation over in the Middle East. Yeah, they listening to me, and I see not only are people standing with us, but you even got people in the Pentagon who's releasing papers secretly appears to whereas that people understand what the that white male thinking that you see between Genocide Joe and Duck, it's also manifesting itself over there in occupied Palestine, and I call it occupied Palestine. I don't call it Israel, because Israel is the language and the name that the people that stole Palestine has given that piece of land. No, I don't buy into that, so I call it occupied Palestine, and now they're trying to expand the occupation, because Netanyahu and those Zionists have moved into Lebanon. But one thing that I saw that is very important is that when Blinken was there this past Wednesday, the people in occupied Palestine who are called Jews because they practice the religion of Judaism, not because they are the people that was there when Jesus was walking around. They were not the people that were there. They were not those people that were called Jews, but they called themselves Jews because now they practice Judaism, and actually came out of Eastern Europe, and have stolen the name Jews, and not really stolen it, because if you practice the religion, then they recognize that you are a Jew. If I started practicing Judaism, then they call me a Jew. I mean, Sammy Davis Jr. practiced Judaism, and they called him a Jew, and he was not. He had a greater chance of being the people that was there in Palestine at the time that Jesus was stirring around than them Europeans those white folks coming out of Eastern Europe. But anyway, the point that I'm making is that if you practice the religion of Judaism, then you can call yourself a Jew, and this is what these people have done, so that they could go over there and take that land and act like it was theirs all the while. Nah, they're thieves. And Blinken was over there because now they're trying to expand, and he's taking the public stance that now we're against the expansion. We said that we were against the expansion years ago, and we're still saying that we're against the expansion. And if they don't stop in 30 days, we will consider to quit giving them the arms that we're giving them. Man, you's a nut. You done gave people 30 days to stop a slaughter. That's the kind of thinking that I pray that Kamala will disrupt. That's a continuation of Genocide Joe and Duck, even worse. No, it's got to quit. And we're going to support it to give her the chance to stop it. Blinken, winking, Netanyahu stinking, thinking they're going to keep the land that they done stole from the Palestinian people. And tried to do that in South Africa, Zimbabwe, and we ran them out of there. Now, you ain't stealing nothing. Now, they still over there stealing, but they ain't sitting on the land like they were. They still getting the stuff out of the land, but they ain't sitting on the land, and that needs to change, and gonna change. I'm telling y'all, I'm unbossed, and unafraid of the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the butt-naked truth. Shoot, I got to get out of here and see my grandson play the drums at Florida State's homecoming. Shoot, I'll be back next week.